Hey, mom friends, and welcome to the very first episode of Still a Good podcast. I am so very excited to finally bring this vision to life and to connect with all of you. If you know me in real life, you know that I have been talking about this forever, literally for years, and I am finally doing it. So, if you are a mom, a dad, a sister, an uncle, a brother, an aunt, a teacher, a lawyer, a spouse, a friend, whatever you consider your title to be. And if you've ever questioned if you're doing enough, if you're being enough, or if you're still a good mom, even on your hardest days, then this is the podcast for you. Okay? I am B. Lene, the creator of StAG Mom, which stands for Still a Good Mom. It's a brand and a movement that is dedicated to reminding moms that we are more than the mistakes we've made, more than the struggles we face. We are more than the titles that the world gives us. We are whole. We are evolving. We are people with dreams and goals. We have identities that go way beyond motherhood and fatherhood, identities that go way beyond adulthood. And so right here on this podcast is where I want to celebrate all of those journeys. Okay. So before we dive into anything, I want to tell you guys a little bit about myself, right? And why I created StAG Mom. But let me start with me. My name is Bianca Lene. I am 34 years old. I grew up in the 90s era, right? So shout out to my 80s and 90s babies. As a millennial, I feel like it was a little bit hard on me. And I know there's a lot of people out there that that this resonates with. But growing up in the millennial era, I spent a whole lot of my life wondering if I was enough, right? If I was good enough, if I was smart enough, even if I was strong enough, if I was worthy enough. Or if I was just a big, huge disappointment to my parents, to the world. Growing up, I felt like I was always chasing this invisible standard. It was there, but I couldn't see it. But I felt it every morning when I woke up, right? It was just a little bit out of reach always. And that standard seemed to apply to everything, whether it was school or my relationships or my career, or even just how I existed in the world, right? Did I do things right? And I carried this constant fear that I just wasn't measuring up to what everybody wanted me to be. And that somehow I just was always falling short. And then I became a mother. And suddenly that question of if I was enough just became even heavier. It was like a ton of bricks that just was laying on my chest. Because now it wasn't just about me. I wasn't just walking around selfishly trying to appease the world and make them happy with who I was. I was trying to raise a little baby, right? I was trying to show this little person that I was everything they needed me to be, that I was going to do for them the way that they needed me to do. And on top of entering motherhood, I was also a single mom, right? I became a single mom 6 weeks after my child was born, which is a whole story for another day. But that added a whole nother layer of feeling unworthy, feeling like I had failed, like I was doing something wrong. And I'll be honest with you, there are days still to this day that I feel like I'm failing my daughter. Days where the weight of my past and my doubts and my good and bad decisions and my insecurities, they make me wonder if I'm ruining her in some type of way, because for me, one of my biggest fears is that my daughter's going to have to sit on some therapist's couch and unpack so much trauma because I laid it on her. And she definitely deserves better than that. And I can't help sometimes but to think that she deserved better than me. And what I've learned though, and what I want everyone that's listening to know is that we're not perfect. Nothing is perfect, right? And even through our imperfections, we are still good. Good people, good parents, good moms, right? Even in our worst moments, when we mess up, when we say the wrong things, when we do the wrong things, in those moments when we doubt ourselves, our worth is not tied to how flawless we are. It isn't the love we give. It is the love we give. And it is the effort we put in. And it is the lessons we teach our children about how to be good humans, right? It's not in all that other stuff. It's not in perfection, because that is not attainable. So this leads me to the question that many of you might have is, why did I start StAG Mom? And it's very simple, like very simple. It's because I know that I'm not the only person out there who has felt this way. I've had so many conversations with so many people in so many different eras of my life that I know that I'm not the only one walking around with this fear of not being good enough, right? I know that I'm not the only one who has ever felt this way. And I know so many of us carry the weight of our past and our mistakes and our fears of not being enough and not living up to that invisible standard. And so I just wanted to create a space where we can release that, where we can embrace our growth and our healing and our evolving, not just, our titles as women, as doctors and lawyers and people, and through this space, I want to make sure to be inclusive to all. Like I said, it's about knowing that you as a person are good enough. But honestly, this space is especially for mothers, because our world is just a little different. Because here's the truth, right? We are more than the struggles that we face. We are more than those titles that the world gives us. And no matter how hard things get, no matter how much we doubt ourselves, we are still enough. And sometimes you just need a little reminder. And I want to be that reminder. So if someone hasn't told you today or this week, please know that you are enough. You are doing enough. You are involved enough. You have done enough. You are great as you are. So, what can you expect from me and from this podcast? Well, I plan on having some real raw conversations about life, especially about motherhood and womanhood and adulthood, especially about self-growth. If you know me in real life, knowing me is to know that I'm always going to keep it 100, right? And I don't plan on being any different on this platform. I want to talk about things that hinder us as parents, as moms, as people. I want to talk about things like breaking free of guilt, right? Because parental guilt is a thing. Mom guilt is so real. I want to talk about balancing ambitions and motherhood. I want to talk about healing from our past and stepping into the best version of ourselves, because you cannot be what your children need you to be. You can't be what the rest of the world needs you to be if you aren't taking care of that person on the inside, becoming the best version of you. Not the best version of me, but the best version of you. Okay? So, some episodes I plan on it just being me. I like to yap, so that's what we're going to do. And then some episodes I will have other people on, other guests, other parents, other entrepreneurs, other women who are navigating their journeys in their own ways. But either way, I will be sharing my experiences along the way. I'll be sharing some lessons that I've learned. And trust me, I have gone through a whole lot of experiences and learned a whole lot of lessons that are worth sharing with the world. But at the heart of everything, I want this podcast to be a reminder that no matter where you are in your journey, no matter what you're doing, no matter what happened yesterday and what might happen tomorrow, you are still a great mother, okay? You are still a good father. You are still a perfect parent. So, besides that, this podcast is for me, y'all. I need to step out of my comfort zone and embrace this new journey I'm on. I am on a journey of accepting who I am for what I am. I'm on this journey of accepting the bad mistakes that I've made and the good decisions that I've made. I'm on this journey of accepting what I can and can't be and just being happy and knowing that, you know, I am me. And I want you guys to come along on that journey. Like I said, I am a yapper. So yapping is what we're going to do. And I plan on sharing my story because I'm ready. I'm ready. It's time. And I'm ready to hear from, you know, all of you. So before I wrap this little introduction up, this first episode, I want to hear from you. I want to know what are some topics that you want me to cover. What are the struggles or the wins that you want to share or that you want to hear from me? This podcast is for us, by us, for us, okay? And I want to make sure it speaks to all of the things that matter to that matter the most to you and to me. So if you're not already doing so, please follow me on all platforms at StAG Mom. That's Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and please follow the podcast on YouTube, on podcasts on Apple Music, and also on Google. So make sure you subscribe as well so you can know when episodes drop, and share this episode with a mom who you think needs to hear that she's still a good mom. Like I said, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. I will be dropping every Sunday, right? I think that a lot of moms reset on Sunday. A lot of people reset on Sundays. And so I want to be a part of your reset, right? Your weekly reset. When you're getting the house together, you're getting your thoughts together, you're preparing for the week. I want to be a part of that with you, to remind you that this last week was great, but this upcoming week is going to be even better. So I'm so excited for this journey, you guys, and I just can't wait to grow with all of you. So until next time, take care of yourself and give yourself some grace. That's what I'm doing this week. I'm giving myself a little grace. And remember, you are doing better than you think you are. See you guys next week.